It seems what's left of my human side is slowly changing in me. Will you give it to me? Looking at my own reflection, when suddenly it changes, violently it changes. Oh no, there is no turning back now. You've woken up the demon in me. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Open up your hate and let it open to me. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You mother, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You fucker, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. And this is the gift that has been given to me. I can see inside you the sickness is rising. Don't try to deny what you feel. Will you give it to me? It seems that all that was good has died and is decaying in me. Will you give it to me? It seems you're having some trouble in dealing with these changes, living with these changes. Oh no, the world is a scary place now that you've woken up the demon in me. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Open up your hate and let it open to me. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You mother, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You fucker, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. And this is the gift that has been given to me. Everything I dream. And when I dream. Oh, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Open up your hate and let it open to me. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You must not get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You fucker, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. And this has now come over me.
Balls across your chin. Welcome to the freaking What's Going On Today, everybody. Not a tonight, a today. So what's going on, everybody? Well, we had 10 in the building. Now we got 8. La, 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 la. That's just great. So what's going on, everybody? I found somebody new to bring into our neighborhood. A gentleman by the name of Andrew Ditch. Anybody out there know Andrew Ditch? Anybody who knows Andrew Ditch? Poop Squatch. Anybody know him? Hossel, do you know him? I found a lovely documentary courtesy of Kiwi Tapes that I think we shall play to get to know this person. No, you don't know him? Oh. Boom. Hey, Hannah, what's going on? A member for 1 month. Excellent. Glad to hear. Glad to hear. Well, without further ado, I think we'll bring him up. Again, shout out to Kiwi Tapes for putting this together. And here we go into a deep dive into the mind of Andrew Ditch.
Meet Andrew Ditch.
I want to leave. I want to leave. Oh!
I don't want you to hurt my ears.
No! Hurt my ears.
The doctor I want to leave.
Hey, man, come on.
I want to leave.
Dad, Mom is on the floor. She fell right off the toilet.
The past 2 days, I was taking it easy for my emotional well-being.
Yikes is right, Hustle. He's everywhere now. So I thought, yeah, he's more of a horror cow than a locale. So I thought, well, we'll take a look anyways, you know.
Andrew Ditch, also known as the Poop Squatch, is a 38-year-old man from New York. Andrew is primarily known around the internet for his extreme disagreements with his family, usually stemming from accusations of neglect or improper care. From the outside looking in, you would think it's two parents complaining that their son and caretaker is not doing a good job. But in reality, it's the exact opposite. Andrew, who is nearly 40, has called the police on his parents hundreds of times for what he claims is improper care. The more you look at it, the fishier this whole thing gets. And the lore of Andrew Ditch has proven to be quite the rabbit hole. But I feel like the best way to explain it is to simply start.
Now, I've watched a lot of videos on him late last night and today. Very interesting character, but this this documentary that Kiwi Tapes puts together, it goes over everything. So I hope you guys enjoy this.
At the beginning, Andy was born June 7th, 1985, and lived with his brother Joe, his other brother Michael, his father Tom, and mother, Janet. As a child, he was diagnosed with PTSD and was hospitalized numerous times for threats and assaults against his own family, one of the most extreme being antifreeze poisoning that his father Tom suffered. Though it could not be proven, Tom highly suspects that this was Andy. And as we proceed with this video, you'll find that Andy has a history of tampering with consumables. The next pivotal moment in Andy's life would be a car accident that he would be involved in. While riding his bike to his job as a Ronald McDonald performer at McDonald's, Andy was struck in a hit and run. Here is Andy's father, Tom, speaking about the accident and some of the consequences that it may have had on Andy's life.
And he's riding his bike on Hines over by the apartment and Fletcher. And we got a phone call. We're sitting down to eat dinner. Come and see your son if you want, because otherwise he's going to be dead. He's laying in the middle of the street. So we raced out, got in the car, went over there, and he's laying in the middle of the street. He got hit by a vehicle, hit and run, and he's laying there, his face all mashed up and everything. And then we had to call the police and the ambulance, get him to the hospital, whole 9 yards. And they said, well, other than the bruises, bleeding, and probably a concussion, he should be okay. And ever since, we've always questioned whether or not he had brain damage. Get this, Andy used to drive. And he used to have his own computer business in our house. And he was high rated with the Better Business Bureau. And he was an amateur weather meteorologist. And he locates storms at the airport and all these other things. And all that stuff, and all the stuff he was interested in. And he loved his neighbors. Lost interest. Can't do it. Can't function. No more.
Though immediately Andy didn't display any signs of a brain injury, the National Institute of Health states that it can take years for the consequences of these brain injuries to develop. In certain cases, of course. Do I believe this is the case for Andy? I truly don't know, because that PC business his father spoke about was started well after the accident. Here's a clip of Andy from 8 years ago.
And you're going to plug in from the modem to your router into the WAN port. Sometimes it'll be marked WAN. Sometimes it'll be marked just with the internet symbol, such as what this router has a little universe on there.
Hey YouTube, Andy here. I have a challenge for everybody. If you want me to eat poop.
So I can't. I don't know. I don't know whether that whole little accident that he had made him suffer some type of brain injury that crept up on him, or whether he's doing this for attention. He did mention in a video that he does not have autism. He did confirm that. So I'm not sure, but let's go down the rabbit hole and see.
I need you to subscribe to my channel, get me 1 million subscribers plus.
Not only did Andrew run a computer business on his own, but he was also an amateur meteorologist, being good enough to actually work with real meteorologists a couple of times. Andrew also lived by himself, taking care of all of his needs. Granted, he didn't make enough money to pay for the apartment and eventually had to move back to the house, where he finds himself in his current situation, living with his mom, dad, and brother Joe. And that was when Andy began to behave in this way. And to say that the family is dysfunctional would be a massive understatement. Let me just show you an average interaction between Andy and his family. family.
You deny me my test kit for sugar, my medications that use at your house, my property, and my medical rights.
Oh, that's good, Andy. You know, you can play this game too, because right now I'm doing the same thing.
And I've been recording you all along.
Well, good, Andy.
It's going on
Other-
YouTube
other
to how you
reports
treat
and
me.
uploads.
The main thing that Andy accuses his family of is neglect. He will start recording, making claims that his family is denying him his prescriptions, denying him proper care, and not helping him in any way. He'll take this video, edit it, and post it to his YouTube channel, all in an attempt to get pity. That is the main purpose of his presence on social media, to post videos about how his family quote-unquote abuses him and how he is seeking help from the state, only to claim that he has received none. He has received thousands of hours of consultation over the phone, hundreds of hours of in-person care, thousands in medications, and even more in adult diapers. And you know what Andy does with all of these things? Throws them away and tries to blame it on his family members. So they've had to start documenting the things that he's destroyed himself. Here is Andy's father Tom and brother Joe confronting Andy about this.
Why are you forcing me to have
Obvious,
those
though, a
things?
lot of it was destroyed.
Yeah, I destroyed my medicines.
He
You
opened
said I
them up
don't
and
need
threw
them.
them
I
out.
don't need help.
So good.
I don't need your help.
Makes it
you
easy
said.
for me to get it out.
You said that I don't need help. I used to do this stuff all myself.
What is that? You're going to disturb the
I
music
determined you
because
are
if you're
recording,
misbehaving.
so-
Yeah, Andy, I'm recording too. Crap.
Yeah, well, I want that thrown away. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't have autism. I fucking fake.
Good.
Can you please let me throw it out? It's my shit.
Hey, what's up
You're
with
having
you?
a-
What's
Please,
up,
I want
Beagles?
to
We
throw it
got-
out. I don't want to have
Minutes?
autism anymore. Please. I don't want diapers anymore. Please. You're forcing me to do something I don't want because you're hurting me.
Andy, if you wouldn't act like this, Andy, if you didn't act like this, we wouldn't have this problem.
I can do this shit. I'm calling police.
You're calm.
You're instigating me. And you're being allowed to do this to me. And I'm
No,
asking
we're
you
not
to
allowed
please
you're not
throw
allowed
it
to do
out.
You're right.
I don't want it anymore.
Well, you don't have a choice no matter when you misbehave like
I
this.
don't want
we have
them
to do what we
anymore.
have to do.
Please.
His family is truly damned if they do and damned if they don't. If they allow Andy to throw out these items, then he's just going to pin it all on them. He's done it in the past, and if they do confront Andy on throwing these things out, he claims that they're forcing him to use them. Andrew's interactions with these diapers are beyond vile and one of the things that he's most well known for, but also one of the things that I refuse to touch on very much in this video. The things that I have seen and heard are beyond graphic. From infections to talk of just how much Andy likes these diapers, it is hands down some of the most disgusting stuff I have ever had to look into. I beg you to take my word for it. In the previous clip, you heard Andy mention that he didn't like being called a fake. What he's referencing is the fact that everybody mentions that he's never actually been diagnosed with autism, which he adamantly claims to have. If you point out this medical fact that Andy has proven himself, well, he's going to absolutely lose it on you. Here he is throwing a temper tantrum over being called a fake by his brother and father.
I'm gonna break this so I don't have it. I can't want to live anymore because you're bullying me.
He freaking threw
You bullying me. You bullying me, and the cops allow you to do it to me.
Okay, go turn on living room light.
Can you go upstairs, please?
No.
I feel cornered.
No. No.
Please, I want to be left alone. You,
Just in case he does something.
Dad, I want to be left alone. You're bullying me. Please, I want you to stop. I want to get my sneakers, Dad, so I can go run away. Please, I want to get my sneakers since you fucking called me a fucking fake and you hurt me. I want to get my sneakers, please.
Yeah, he dumped the cranberry juice all the way. He dumped his cranberry juice down there. Into the dog food, destroying the dog food. No.
I'm scared of you,
I don't
Dad.
care what you think you are.
I'm scared of you. You abuse me.
It is widely speculated that Andy suffers from Munchausen syndrome. It is a rare type of mental disorder in which a person fakes illness. The person may lie about symptoms, make themselves appear to look sick, or make themselves purposefully unwell. Andy has been proven to have done all of these things. If you want indisputable proof that he has not been diagnosed with autism, then look no further with this call from the Office of People with Developmental Disabilities, where they state in very plain terms that he has never been diagnosed.
Between February and March 2019, age 33, several psychiatric reports were completed by Trinity Medical, Western New York, PC, and Erie County Medical Center for Mr. Ditch at 16. While some of these reports indicate that Mr. Ditch had an autism spectrum disorder, none of them reference any testing to support this diagnosis. The Erie County
2-month membership. Hey, Nitro, what's going on? I found another locale.
The Medical Center noted in its March 7th, 2019 report. SWAPIC referral details. Per collateral, Andrew has an IQ of 80, central auditory processing disorder, and another processing disorder. He does not have autism. He does not have autism. He does not have autism.
That was the statement of the Office of People with Developmental Disabilities. They went on to say that they believed Andy suffered from schizoaffective disorder and that his self-diagnosis of autism was in line with symptoms of that. His family are all very aware of this, and his brother Joe has absolutely no patience for any of it, and rightly so. Joe despises Andy for the way that he acts, especially the way that he treats their parents. So when Andy comes up to him and tries to solicit sympathy, Joe isn't afraid to start blaring his trumpet, much to the disdain of Andy.
You didn't want to go with Dad to my
Maybe I should show you what abuse does to an individual.
Please leave me.
I'm not going to leave this. Tomorrow I'm going to play what my doctors and school records show.
You're not going to leave? Then I'm going to call the police and have you removed,
Good,
Andy.
good, do so. I want you to.
Then get out! Stop! Then move! Get out of my room!
No, I'm not going to. I'm not going to give in to you.
Chewy, how you doing, Chewy?
Only after my diagnosis, because I've been fighting for one since school, because I saw how a predictably environment.
Get out!
No.
Never had one.
Get
No, I'm not giving in to you.
out!
You can abuse me all you want. I'm not going.
And please move. I gotta go to the bathroom.
No, I don't.
Move. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Then go.
19.
I'll follow
I had a
you.
reading level.
You're not following me
Because I'm
because
going
then you're
downstairs to make
harassing
sure
me.
you hear how I feel. I don't want you to hurt my ears. You're not hurting my ears. I'm not going to allow you to hurt my ears. I'm not going to allow you to hurt my ears. Move. I don't beat you. I don't want to be you abusing me. I don't want you to hurt my ears.
Rammed me in the wall.
I don't want you to abuse me.
Another thing that Andy is particularly fond of is covering
One thing I can definitely say, though, that's a very cluttered house. Very cluttered.
up his ears and claiming that any loud noise is bothering him. Now you're probably saying, hey, Kiwi Tapes, that's awfully insensitive. You just heard that he suffered from processing issues. And I'd say that you're right. If Andy hasn't had a well-documented history of going to rock and roll concerts, that's right, the guy who assaulted his brother over a little trumpet playing is actively attending rock and roll concerts. If it was something more mellow like blues or jazz, maybe. But in my experience, the only thing louder than a rock concert is an EDM festival. You cannot tell me that that kind of environment, packed with people, really loud, is more acceptable to Andy than his brother simply playing the trumpet, and even his own father trying to play a little bit of rock on his guitar.
Okay, Andy, you need to go and get off out of my room because you're not welcome up here.
I need to get away from you.
It doesn't matter. You either
Get
go
away from
outside
me or go,
or you
please.
sit in the living room while we finish eating, and then we'll be out of your way. We need to go.
You say that every
Andy,
single night.
follow
I need to be up here
instructions.
until you come up.
No, Andy, get off my bed.
What is the address? Hello?
Help me, please! Help me, please! My dad's hurting my ears! I'm at home! Please save me!
Tom, on the off chance you ever watch this, you're a great guitar player. And Joe, you really know how to play the trumpet, man. It's a shame that your brother/son will allow a crowd of complete strangers to enjoy their music, but God forbid you try to play a little bit of your own. They gave him like a 5-minute warning before they even started playing. His father told him what was going to go on and to either go outside or go to the living room somewhere where it wouldn't hurt his ears. What does Andy do? Fires up the video camera and then completely ruins your jam session by calling the police. It seems like whenever the attention's not on Andy, then there's problems. He has this habit of making other family members' misfortune all about himself. When his father hurt his ankle real bad, Andy demanded to be taken to the hospital for sympathy pains. And when his mother's health was failing, Andy resented her for taking his father's attention from him. Andy really seems to hold his mother in contempt, and public opinion believes it is because she requires so much care from his father, care that Andy believes he should be receiving. Andy's parents are both elderly, and sometimes his mom requires a walker, but instead of seeing this and offering help, Andy feels jealousy. So one day when he found his mom collapsed on the floor, instead of helping her, Andy pulls out his video camera and starts recording.
Why did you fall when you were sitting on the toilet?
I got off the toilet.
And you can't get up, and you couldn't call anyone.
I did.
Okay, Google broadcast. Dad, Mom is on the floor. She fell right off the toilet. She's on the dog's bed. Did you lose? Is it sugar?
I hope not.
Why were you sitting in the toilet for 2 hours?
I'm doing a puzzle.
For 2 hours sitting in the toilet? Did you poop or anything?
No.
You were just peeing. You were
doing?
sitting there.
Andy didn't lift a finger. He simply called his dad to come help. And then Joe coming in asking her what she's doing. The look she gives him is priceless. It's like, what the hell do you think I'm doing? Andy would rather see his mother struggling to get up than attempt to help her in any way but calling dad. And this hasn't happened just once, but twice.
Dad, she's leaning off the chair and she's going to bend
He does a
over.
lot of things. That's why I say you gotta watch him.
She's like Grandma.
Andy, please.
Well, Mom, you don't do anything. He's laying in bed all day.
So do you. So be quiet, please.
I lay.
You don't do much of either or anything.
The past 2 days, I was taking it easy for my emotional well-being, Dad.
There are two things about this video that really get me. First and foremost being the criticism that Andy is spewing forth, sitting on the couch, wiggling his toes, and telling his mom that she's like Grandma, she doesn't do anything. All while his dad, who I've never seen without a lower back brace, helps her up to use her walker. Which leads me to my second point. Do these two people look like they could abuse Andy? Do they look like they should be legally required to take care of Andy? For Christ's sakes, Andrew went to the courts and tried to make them legally force his parents to change his diapers. You see, despite the way Andy acts, he's never afraid to get the legal process involved. In particular, he likes to bring up his rights quite often. Andy will go from speaking in the third person to then talking about why the police can't do this because it violates his human rights, all to the 911 operators who are very well familiar with who he is and what he tries to do to his family.
Well, I also went out of Dad's house. I have a right to throw out my diapers. I have a right to throw out my medications. I was allowed to throw out my medications pill by pill, but I'm not allowed to throw out my diapers because you guys are depriving me of my civil rights.
Andrew Ditch has contacted the police hundreds of times, usually claiming abuse suffered at the hands of his family, demanding that either the police officers make them provide him proper care or take him to a group home. The officers in the area, most of which know Andy, are extremely patient with him, especially the 911 operators. Andy has threatened them, told them lies that waste valuable police resources, and screamed in their ear. Not to mention the poor officers, who Andy has flashed, assaulted, and subject to all of this madness for years. You would think that with how much Andy contacts the authorities, that he would have a modicum of respect for them. But it is the exact opposite, as just like everyone else, Andy sees them as there to serve him, and only him, leading to many negative personal interactions with the police.
I've been hit by a car so many times, and you know what? Put me on 941 because I'm going to run away from the house, from the hospital.
No, Andy,
I'm running away. You can't hold me hostage.
Come on.
You can't hold me
We're not
hostage.
holding you hostage.
You're
but we
holding
need
me
you to-
hostage.
We need you to
You're
go.
holding me
We
hostage.
need you to go down to the
You're
ED.
holding me hostage. Oh, you abuse me.
Andy,
You abuse me.
why are we doing this?
You abuse me. Don't touch me. I don't want to be abused. Sir, I have a right to leave without being escorted out.
Not right now, you don't.
Why?
You're on private property.
Then fine.
You've been discharged.
Fine. You hurt my back. You hurt my back. I'm leaving. I'm
Andy,
leaving. I'm leaving.
Yes, we're trying to.
I'm leaving. I want to leave.
This way.
My arm is numb. I want to leave. I want to leave. Ow.
They were simply trying to escort him out of the hospital, but Andy refused. He didn't want an escort, he wanted to go his own way, and that's what caused the issue. That clip was another brilliant display of Andy quoting his legal rights. Once he starts doing that, you can pretty much rest assured that he's not going to comply, because in his mind, you are no longer an authority figure. If you try to stop him, you will be one of the accused, one of the people responsible for making Andy's life as horrible as it is. Because as I've said before, that is the whole point of Andy whipping out the camera. When Andy whips out the camera, it's almost always in an attempt to solicit pity. He wants the people on his channel to see a video like that and see a man who is being abused by the system, as well as his family. It usually ends up displaying the exact opposite. A man in his 30s with complete disregard for his elderly parents. All I have seen in my time researching Andy is elder abuse. I feel like there is no better example of this as to when Andy got arrested for his oil diffuser. This is probably the second most infamous event in Andrew Ditch lore. Don't worry, the first is yet to come. But as for the oil diffuser arrest, it's a doozy. It starts out with Andy putting an exorbitant amount of oil into his oil diffuser, a humidifier type device which you can add scents to that will spread throughout the room. The only problem is that certain types of oils have been known to affect people with breathing issues, as well as animals. Andy's parents and their dogs all started to experience breathing issues. And upon confronting Andy about this, he refused to shut the oil diffuser off, claiming that it was for his emotional health and that they had absolutely no right to make him turn it off. The police were called, and an interaction would ensue that would end with Andy in cuffs.
It was so strong. She got that heart problem and breathing problem. I had to put the oxygen on. I asked to turn it off. He refuses to do that. This morning when we came back from papers, the same thing. Even Joe, you can ask him. He had to go upstairs. We couldn't stand it because they're trying to eat. You can't eat when it smells so bad. I have no idea. You'd have to ask him. He's videotaping us too.
I don't have to. You're not. Is it court order?
We want to know if we can press charges because this is our home and it's bothering our breathing.
You didn't ask me to turn off.
Did you stop shining that light in my face?
I can. Is that order? Or is that a violation? You gonna arrest me for having my light on camera?
No, I'm asking you as a matter of human decency if you could stop shining.
Well, I did nothing wrong except for just trying to sit here, relax.
So I'm asking you to shut the oil diffuser off.
It's for my coping skills, and I don't have to answer to you unless it's a court order for it.
Andy, can you please not?
If there's a court order, is that a request or is that an
It doesn't
order?
have to be a court order. Why do you have to talk like this all the time?
Is that a request or is that a court order for me not having my oil diffuser that helps me relax?
You don't have to. You don't need that. Your parents have. Your mother's on oxygen. It's bothering her. Okay.
I'm calling my lawyer.
Stand up and put your hands behind your back.
I didn't do anything wrong.
Stand up and put your hands behind your back.
You're hurting me?
Charged with resisting
I
arrest.
didn't do anything.
Stand up right now.
You're hurting me.
Stand up.
You're hurting me.
Stand up.
You're abusing me.
Well, that's what happened.
You're going to sue me. You're going to sue me. You're going to
Services, this is Haley. How can I help you?
What?
I don't understand what you're saying.
I'm being arrested for my oil diffuser.
Okay, why are you being arrested right now?
For my oil diffuser. Officer Kelly's arresting me for my oil diffuser.
Refusing to put his hands behind his back, so now he's going to be charged with resisting.
I didn't do anything other than have an oil diffuser on. You're abusing me. You're abusing me. You're abusing me. I don't have to.
The oil diffuser incident is the perfect encapsulation of Andy's character. People politely ask him to turn off his oil diffuser because his mother is on oxygen and it's bothering her. Andy says no, the cops are called, and he resists the cops. That officer has had many interactions with Andy and was extremely patient with him throughout this whole thing. You have to wonder if this is really the outcome that Andy wants. Overly standoffish, unwilling to cooperate, and unwilling to believe that he is anything but the victim. And as soon as he's taken into custody, he starts making accusations against the officer and calling crisis hotlines. A lot of the content you've seen throughout here that's been audio have been messages that Andy has recorded himself while he's either talking to police or some kind of social services. During all of these calls, Andy is claiming to be the victim of some grave injustice, when in my opinion, it's been the family of Andy who have really been victimized. If you want proof of this, then look no further than the time Andy poisoned every one of them. Andrew Ditch has had a long history of tampering with people's food and drink. His father highly suspects that he was the cause of his antifreeze poisoning. He put super hot sauce in chili to serve to his two elderly parents, admits to putting laxatives in his father's coffee as a child, and then the most infamous incident in all of Andy Ditch lore. I'll let his local news station give you the rundown.
A man from the city of Tonawanda faces 3 felony charges accused of spiking the food of several of his family members. Police say 34-year-old Andrew Ditch put Epsom salts and laxatives in the food and the water reservoir of the family's coffee machine. The family members knew something was wrong when they all started to suffer from nausea, abdominal pain, and severe diarrhea. Ditch was arraigned and is being held on $5,000 bail. He will return to court tomorrow for a felony hearing.
He denies it. Last year, me and his brother, and even my wife, got sick constantly, running the job, diarrhea, even crap in our pants. I don't know way to describe it, and we got frustrated. And he made a comment to one of his friends on the internet that he put laxative and Epsom salt in our food, our coffee, and drinks, saying, you better really be close to the toilet. And I was wondering why my stomach was hurting so bad. Like I told my wife the one thing, I wanted to go to the hospital, but I didn't because it was just doubled up pain. And the strange thing is that since he's been gone, even though he doesn't like to hear it, we no longer have the problem, none of us. And it was going on for at least 6 months on and off here and there.
Wow.
And we thought it was something else.
For over 6 months, Andy was tampering with their food and drink. For those who don't know, Epsom salt is a magnesium supplement and laxative. Given the fact that Andy uses diapers, I would say that he's well versed in what the Epsom salt does, as well as the laxatives that he used to poison his elderly parents and brother. To what end, I have no idea. Like I've said, that part of Andy's personality is extremely disgusting and disturbing, so I would not be surprised if he got some kind of sick satisfaction out of it. Andy has done so much to his family, and many believe it is in an attempt to be placed in a group home. Andy has been placed in facilities before, but he doesn't have a good track record when it comes to respecting authority, so he is always swiftly ejected from the program, and the help is cut off from him forever. And you can't really blame these organizations when not only have they put up with Andy for thousands of hours already, but he's also spitting on the medical professionals, all because they won't let him leave, even though his doctor has ordered him to stay.
Can I please leave?
Sir, no.
Why?
No. The doctor.
I want to leave.
Hey, man, come on.
I want to leave. Can I please leave?
No.
I have a right.
No. That's how you're gonna be.
I'm asking to leave. I have a right to leave.
Before you leave after that crap.
I'm sorry, but you can't hold me against my will. I'm asking to leave. And I'm glad to be arrested.
Assaults a man in a disgusting way in front of a police officer, then asks to please leave. In a nutshell, that is Andy Ditch. This has happened with countless medical services to the point where they don't really even have any more to offer him. He has degraded, insulted, and threatened so many people that he no longer is allowed to use many of these social services. Let me read you some statistics real quick about how much time and resources were used on Andy. 1,000 hours of securing medical records, 1,500 hours of crisis management, 200 hours of listening to consumer recordings, over 2,000 emails reviewed and responded to, 200 hours of medical advocacy, 10 hours of advocacy with law enforcement, submitted 5 updates to the Office of People with Developmental Disabilities to assist with determining eligibility. This single organization has spent over 3,000 hours assisting Andrew Ditch in one way or another, and Andy will still claim in his videos that he receives no help for his disabilities. The many contradictions of Andrew Ditch paint a very clear picture of the truth. Andy will say that he has problems with loud noises and go out to rock concerts. He'll say he receives no help from his parents when they help him as much as they physically can at their old age. He says he receives no help from mental services or the police when they've spent thousands of hours helping him, and he claims to have autism when it has been factually proven that he does not. Why does he do all of this, you ask? Common consensus is pity. Andrew Ditch wants you to look at his channel and see a man who has been absolutely abused by the system and his family. But anyone who takes a closer look sees right through that facade. Andrew has been doing stuff like this for years, and it shows absolutely no signs of stopping. You would think that your family dismissing the charges after you poisoned them would change your outlook, but if you ever go to Andy's brother Joe's channel, you'll get the real story, and you'll see just what the Ditch family struggles with daily. I will remember Andrew Ditch's story as one of the darkest and most depraved I have ever covered, with twists and turns I never expected, images I never wanted to see, nor will be able to unsee, and interactions so bizarre that they could only come from a man called the Poop Squatch.
Again, shout out to Kiwi Tapes for that documentary. Right. It is. I don't know. This is something we could pursue. There's a lot of content out there of him doing disgusting things in diapers, and yeah, he's a grown adult that acts like this. He used to drive a car. He used to have a computer business. He used to be able to predict weather forecasts. And now this. So I don't think he got any kind of brain trauma from the bicycle accident. I think he's just seen some other locals out there and seen the attention that they got. And he's like, well, if I act like them, I can get that same attention too. That's my hypotenuse on it. But there's a lot of stuff out there on him. Let me see if I can find something. Yeah, I only had that one video pulled up here. Ooh, what's this? See, there's a couple more documentaries out there, but they're like an hour and a half, 2 hours long. But there's a lot of content out here. Let's have a look here. Hey, what's up, Mr. Rillo?
Oh, cool. Good to see you, bro.
How have you
Oh,
been?
wait, hold on. I got YouTube running.
Oh, shit.
Wait a minute. My fault. Okay, there we go. Ah, man, it has been an eventful 24 hours. Oracle?
Yeah, so what do you think what's going on there 24 hours?
It's been an eventful 24 hours, bro. I'm assuming that you're with it with the news.
Oh, the whole Trump thing?
Oh, yeah.
I haven't heard anything other than like watching it happen.
This shit is insane, dude. This shit is beyond insane. That just shows you how bad things are getting in the U.S. right now, man, especially politically. Dude, that's all that's all the whole world's been able to talk about. I just got off a panel like the past 5 hours, the geopolitics panel I frequent. They were talking about that for most of the time. Pretty much everyone's news sources throughout the world has been talking about this. Shit's insane, dude. I mean, Biden's gonna have a press conference tonight.
Well, yeah, the last president that was shot at was
Reagan.
Reagan back in like 81, right? So
yeah, I wasn't even born yet.
Yeah, I don't.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I seen. I seen they were talking about how the Secret Service really fucked it up. They didn't have all aspects covered. Which
I mean, think about this. How do you allow a shooter with a rifle, a high-power rifle? Well, I don't know if you could say high power, with an AR-style rifle, to get within 400 feet of the president? That's only 130 yards and change.
Yeah, they really. Now, see, I mentioned this last night. We briefly talked about it. And I was wondering if Biden had anything to do with that.
A lot of people have wondered that. I don't think so, man. I mean, I get why people think that.
Does the Secret Service take their orders from the president, or do they have their own regulation that's beyond the president?
The Secret Service is meant to be a separate entity. Like, no one is supposed to be able to have influence or sway over the Secret Service.
Right.
Because they have to protect a president regardless of party.
Right.
You know? Keep in mind, the Secret Service even protects candidates, even if they didn't have a former presidency.
Right.
Oh, so it's kind of insane. You know, even congressmen, right, and state representatives get Secret Service. Not to the extent the president does, but even they get protection.
Right.
A lot of people don't realize that. So, bro, these are wild fucking times, man. You know, it's a good thing that motherfucker didn't hit. Had Trump not turned his head when he did, when those shots popped off, it would have went right through his skull. Like, fuck it grazing his ear. It would have went through the fucking right side of his head and out the left side.
Yeah, it would have too. Yeah.
Now, the crazy part is the fact that now I've been doing research on this all day while talking about it because I'm about to go live in a little bit. So I figured I'd come here and chit chat with you first. The crazy part is that when you look throughout social media, and I've definitely been browsing Twitter to get as many updates as possible. You see that there are a ton of people who I'm sure consider themselves leftists that are really fucking pissy about this, dude. I mean, hella pissy about it. That damn, we had a chance. We had a chance to get rid of them. You were 2 centimeters away from democracy. Like, bro, you don't realize what you're talking about? You're over here hoping to see a president get assassinated.
Yeah,
that's
that's fucking warped.
Exactly. Look how bad it's gotten, dude. You have a whole people. Well, I'm not going to say all of them, but the fact that the sentiment has been this pervasive and it's so open, it's so public. That's insane. Could you imagine if this dude was like a fucking MAGA dude? If this was Biden up there, and it was a dude who was MAGA who shot at Biden, and if you had a bunch of MAGA supporters going online, going on social media saying, "Damn, we were 2 inches away, 2 centimeters away from freedom and democracy." I mean, shit would be insane, dude.
Yeah, I still don't get this day and age regarding how intelligent we're supposed to be. That somebody would still try and assassinate somebody, in public like that,
Fact of the matter is, man, the whole world saw that. And the whole world saw him bloody with his fist up in the air. Like that. I'm sure you saw the one picture with the American flag over his head.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, they took a shot at the king and missed. They just guaranteed him November. Like, there's no way. There's no way he loses. There's no way.
Yeah, I don't think so. After that.
Because everybody who's on the fence just saw that shit and they were like, yo, you just try to take him out. Man. I didn't mean to distract so much from your show. I wasn't sure what the topic was about. I just figured I'd small talk with you for a little bit.
Oh yeah, no, not a problem. Yeah, I just I don't get that. I don't get how people will still try and assassinate somebody. They're that dead set on that person not succeeding that they're willing to exchange their life for that.
Yep. I'm not gonna put it on here. I've got a picture though of what happened, the aftermath when the Secret Service nabbed the guy. It's actually quite ugly.
Yeah, I didn't see any of that.
I got a picture on Telegram of it if you want to see. It's up to you. I wouldn't put it on here, obviously. But yeah, the aftermath of when they got him, yeah, it's pretty messy. I'm not gonna lie.
So they were saying it was 2 people?
It was 1 person. So he struck Trump. Okay, got him in the ear. And then he struck 3 other people attending the rally. 1 he killed and 2 were in critical condition.
Okay. Now that makes sense. Because I was like, why would there be somebody close to the president to be able to shoot him, plus a shooter on a building? That is a little too much. Now that makes sense. That they were referring to 2 people were shot by the shooter.
Still, though, 400 feet, dude, shit, 400 feet, man, that's not even a quarter of a mile. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they should add all those buildings with somebody on top of them.
Yeah. It's the same. If you look at the area, so when they did a zoom out of the area, they did a diagram of what the layout looked like for the rally. It's not a very big space. It's not a very big area. That building was right there. So you mean to tell me that what the Secret Service just happened to overlook a building that's, clearly within eye shot of the whole rally? A lot of things just don't make sense, man. There's a lot of weird shit that's going on. Now, I don't believe it's just the whole conspiracy of like, oh, well, clearly Trump set it up. Trump meant to. What did he say? We don't need what?
Oh, we don't need old men in the office again.
You don't need old men off. Bro, you better get used to it because you're gonna get. Well, I mean, I don't actually no. This is a Canadian channel. Never mind. So I don't know if that guy's an American or not.
I
But
have no idea where Witchett's from. I think Witchett's maybe from the UK,
oh,
Australia.
okay, well, I mean, bro, he's got his own issues. They just had a Keir Stern actually just got elected the prime minister, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Rishi's out. Or Keir Starm, I forget how they say his name. I know his first name is Keir's. I think it's Keir Starm. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. So, Mr. Rogers. I thought Mr. Rogers been passed away.
Yeah, no, Charlie, no. I was just using that as a reference for Welcome to My Neighborhood. That's all.
Yeah.
No,
So-
there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that died recently, though. Kind of crazy.
No, I mean and here's the thing, man. This should happen in my backyard, of all places. I should have really been watching. I mean, because I wasn't really gonna watch it live because I was like, it's all the way it's all the way near Pittsburgh. You know, but that's basically damn near Ohio at that point. So it's all the way on the other side of the state. That's a hike.
Right.
That's believe me, PA is not a very small state. And you know, hearing that shit, I mean, I saw it by a complete accident. Like literally within seconds of it happening, somebody had already been live streaming it and they notified it on the live stream, and I was like, well shit, I gotta make a stream now. So I had to call my boys up and scramble to do something. Everybody did. Bro, it should tell you a lot, man, when people who don't even talk about politics scramble their shit. They drop everything they do, they scramble together to do live streams about politics. They don't even talk about it. I mean, shit, you guys, that's not even your channel, really, and even you talked about it.
Yeah, we didn't talk very much, though. We only talked like maybe 10 minutes about it last night.
I get you.
But
Yeah, man,
a lot of people jumped on the click and view bandwagon for that. There was a lot yesterday.
Because it's huge. This is just.
Well, it's a world event, right? It's a world event.
Hell yeah. I can only imagine what the backlash is going to be. I can only imagine how the RNC is going to be. Because the RNC, if you don't know what the RNC is, that's the. You're not too familiar with U.S. political structure, I take it, correct?
No, I'm not. No.
So what's going to happen? There's two events that occur. There's the RNC and the DNC. RNC stands for the Republican National Convention, and the DNC is basically the Democrat version. Okay? The RNC is happening from tomorrow all the way till Thursday, and that's when they decide who are going to be the candidates for multiple positions. Right? It's not just for the presidency; it's also for different senatorialships, for different candidacies for like I said, Senate seats, congressional seats, things of that nature. Most of the shit that's going on Capitol Hill. It's usually where they name their candidates. So, in the presidency, I mean, obviously, there's no chance they were going to open up the convention. There was talk about it, but when you saw there was talk about the convention possibly being opened up, or people possibly trying to challenge Trump, but it wasn't very serious talk. Now, for sure, there's beyond a shadow of a doubt, he's going to be nominated. So that's how we do it here in the U.S. There's a convention that nominates the candidates formally, and the parties give their formal nomination and support behind that candidate. They're going to do the same thing in the DNC, which would be next month. Now that one's going to be even more interesting because there's no telling. I'm sure you've already seen the videos of Biden. I'm positive you have.
Oh yeah.
And there's a lot of talk that either if they can't make him, they can't make him leave by choice or can't make him pass on the nomination to Kamala, then option B would be to open up the convention at the DNC, and that would be chaos. So, but if you open up the convention, that means the Democrat Party is saying we are not formally endorsing this candidate, being Joe Biden. So what they would do is they would open up the convention and say, okay, make your cases, and then whoever the delegates are that could put votes behind that particular candidate would do so and give them their electoral votes. Therefore, you've opened up the convention, and essentially it's like a one-day vote happening right there and then for who ends up getting the formal endorsement for candidacy of the Democrat Party. So, it seems it's quite a bit, because you have electoral college members who are there. Politics are just so confusing, bro. I think you guys have a parliamentary system, so you don't have to worry about this shit.
Yeah, well, yeah, we have our own shit that goes on here.
You guys have parliament, right? Did you guys still
Yeah,
use
we have
parliament?
parliament. Yeah, we have parliament. Yeah.
Right.
Which I don't know. Parliament's kind of nice, I guess.
Yeah, how many parties do you guys have?
5, I think.
5 parties.
I think there's 5, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I would like to see a third party rise here. I mean, I know RFK, he's trying to do something with the We the People Party, but I just don't see him getting anywhere. To be honest with you, if they did open up the convention, we're talking about this too. There's a slight possibility. I think this possibility still exists. I think that the Democrats have to, like, it's emergency break glass because they realize Trump's going to have overwhelming support. I think they're going to end up caving and have to break glass because it's an emergency and try to court RFK to leave his party and join the Democrat Party. Now, whether or not he does it, I mean, it's a different story. But I mean, if he really wants to win, that's his best shot.
Well, yeah, something has to happen because shit's going south in the U.S. so bad with Biden. I don't understand. So he has been taking cognitive testing and he's been passing his cognitive testing, or
yeah.
I thought there was some kind of a rule where the president could be replaced if he wasn't cognitive,
He can be, and it has to be elected upon. Unless it's an emergency, Congress has to agree upon it.
Okay.
They have to vote on it still, unless it's an emergency, right? And the vice president can govern for up to 18 months without it counting as it's a separate term. So in theory, I want you to think about this. In theory, you could have someone who's in the presidency for 9.5 years. In theory, there is a way to do it, because in the U.S. you have a two-term limit for presidents.
Right, yeah.
And that was ever since after FDR. But in theory, you could supersede that because you could have a vice president who takes over the presidency from someone within 18 months, or at 18 months, which is 1.5 years right there, and then they could win a presidency and then win another presidency. So.
Oh yeah, that'd be 9.5 months in total.
That'd be 9.5 years.
Or years. Yeah. Damn.
So it is a possibility. No, I think they don't. Come on, Jesus Christ! I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, it's they wouldn't be able to. I mean, in theory, they could try to replace him. That might be a last-ditch effort. It'd be a dumb effort because it wouldn't work. People don't. You probably don't know much about Kamala Harris. Just know that she's not very well liked at all.
Yeah, I just think of her as the puppet master.
Oh, I'm getting a phone call. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, no problem, man. Well, everybody, that was Jay Rillo. Hey, Devo's Weed Chronicles, you're still here? What up, brother? So yeah, there's a lot of shit going on in the States with the Trump thing and the Biden thing, and it's still just, it's beyond me how somebody's willing to give up their life to try and murder somebody to make everybody else's life better, in the public, like 81 was the last shooting. They haven't used that tempered glass since back then, right? So I guess that tempered glass shielding is going to be coming back. But yeah, that could have been easily, somebody could have just been after Biden too, right? And it could have been, the tables could have been turned on that for sure. I was sleeping when that happened. My wife woke me up and told me about it. What up, Tootsie Roll?
Not much, man. Not much. Cooking supper.
So what do you think of this new Andrew guy?
Shitbag.
I know we haven't seen too much of him, not yet anyways, but I do have more coming down the pipe. later on this week
Man,
or this weekend.
Try not to judge people, man, but since you insist, I'd say it's a dirtbag.
Right. Well, we judge every day on different things.
Yeah, I mean, there's a certain amount of judgment is necessary. We've been through this before. That you have to protect yourself, but really judging people is not a good thing. Because when you start doing that and you put yourself above people, like, well, they're beneath me, and start getting to be an ass, narcissist. I think narcissism is a disease. How many people got it? Like, say, for instance, someone who wants to sit in their kitchen and talk and have people pay them for it. That's pretty damn narcissistic there, bud.
Everybody's just out for a paycheck, you know. And that's what I think this guy's doing. I think he realized the crazier you act, the more popular you get. So it could be an ego thing for him, you know.
It's just stupid. I mean, no self-respect.
Well, look at the respect he has for his parents, right?
In order to respect anybody, you got to respect yourself.
Right.
If you got no self-respect, you're not going to have respect for others. I mean, at least that's my experience.
Well, it's the whole, you know, treat others as you want to be treated, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's like the whole, like, before times got really bad, there were just some people who wanted to be homeless. And they were homeless. They didn't want responsibilities, keep a budget and a household and all kinds of stuff like that. So they just said, I'll just go live in the woods. All right. Now we got these different type of homeless. But those type of homeless that I'm talking about, those aren't really to be taken care of. You know what I'm saying? They made that choice to be homeless. Now, people that are not homeless by their own choice, yeah, they deserve mercy and kindness. Our problem is finding out which is which. You know, because you'll have people, I'm sure you've seen the videos of people panhandling, pretending that they're, you know, homeless and destitute, and then they go jumping down BMW after the day's over.
Yeah, I've seen that. Those kind of videos quite a few times.
Yeah, so I mean, there's people out there doing that. You know, so you can't just kindly give up to everybody you want to. You're going to be blessing people like that. That is to bless people you know.
Yeah, but a lot of the homelessness is the fact that there are no homes for them.
Yeah, a lot of that is the case, man.
You know, they can't. There's not enough homes, or they're on disability. They can't afford the housing costs, or there's not enough geared to income housing created, or there's not enough medical facilities to facilitate those people. You know. A lot of those people that are homeless, they do have mental problems that need to be treated. They need to be cared for. You know, they need to be watched. You know, in specific facilities, right? But the beds aren't available. You know, so there's no other place they can go other than the streets. And then you have the degenerate drug users, right?
Yeah, that's what I say. My grandpa did in his hometown. He created a mission for men, place for homeless men. 'Cause, yeah, especially way back then, there wasn't a lot of homeless women.
No, like when I think of homeless, I think of way back, you know, buddy with the sack tied on the stick, riding the trains around, eating beans out of a can. You know, that's the way I look at homeless.
That's what I was talking about. That's not homeless. That's a hobo.
Well, the hobo is homeless.
Chooses a lifestyle. That's not homeless. Homeless is someone who got kicked out, lost their job, lost all their money, whatever reason, got hooked on drugs and lost everything, whatever the reason is. They used to be normal. Now they out on the streets. They would love to be back inside. Can't do it. That's the homeless we're talking about. Good homeless, I guess you would say. To as opposed to hobos who choose that lifestyle. Ride the trains, got the little bandana on a stick type shit.
Well, I
Kinda like-
consider them homeless because they don't actually have a home either, right?
No, they at home, bro. Right there. Everywhere they go, they're at home.
Well, so are the homeless.
No. The homeless are homeless. They are not at home where they're at. See, that's the distinction here. The hobo, one who chose to do that shit, he is at home there. He's at home wherever he goes. He sleeps on the bridge tonight, in the boxcar tomorrow, abandoned car over here the next day. That's cool with him. That's his shit. He's looking at it as a challenge. Now these other people, they're not wanting to be there. They're there because of circumstances. That's the difference. And then
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, I guess being a hobo is more of a lifestyle than homelessness.
Yeah.
I always wanted to be a hobo. I thought that'd be kind of cool.
I've jumped a few trains, but I was never a hobo.
Yeah, just to be in a train jumper, getting a free ride from one end of the country to the other,
I had to make a hobo stew, which actually ain't a stew, more like a meatloaf. I don't know what the hell they call it. Take a bunch of vegetables, chop it up, shove it into the sides of a pound of hamburger, wrap it in aluminum foil, a little butter in there maybe, stick it in the fryer. It's actually pretty damn good. Take the right vegetables. Onions, green peppers, shit like that. When's the last time you been camping, man?
Yeah, well, it is roughing it. It really is.
When's the last time you been camping?
Oh, fuck. Last time I went camping was 20 some odd years ago.
We used to do it all the time, recreationally. And 2020 popped us and we got evicted and was on the streets and camped around in hotel.
It's expensive. It's expensive to go camping here. Just to pitch a tent is $100 a night at any provincial park.
Yeah, y'all getting ripped, dude. Even here, they were like 45. But shit, that's usually with power. Bathhouse.
Yeah, these you get access to not to power, but you get access to like a shower.
No, you get access to power, shower, bathroom, the whole deal. You get a picnic table, and a concrete apron. The picnic table sits on, or you could move it off of it. Do whatever. Concrete apron.
I don't know, $100 a night is pretty expensive just to rent a piece of ground to put a camp, like to put a tent. And then it's more if you want an RV site. It's more money if you want a trailer site. It's a different price.
I mean, we got the deluxe camping gear and shit, so it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, my wife wasn't into camping, so that's why I haven't been camping in eons.
And working at a restaurant has its benefits. They were at the time, anytime I wanted, I could take home 2 meals every day. The only problem was it was so far away.
Well, it is kind of a big benefit, though,
Oh yeah, especially when it's like $12 plate. You get like a fish taco, burger, or crab dip, salad, whatever, side of fries or something. $12. But
Yeah, I've never worked in the food industry, so I have no idea how any of that works.
I've done that in construction all my life. I started out like when I was 16, dishwashing. Had to get up 5:30 in the morning and go wash dishes.
At 5:30, was it a 24-hour restaurant or what?
Nah, it was just they opened up at 6:30 or 6. A lot of places, you don't know. It's like McDonald's. They might not open up till 6 or 7, but shit, somebody's in there cooking up shit.
Yeah, I think we have
Hardee's.
1, 2, 3,
They do fresh biscuits.
I think we have 5 or 6 McDonald's in my city, and I think only one of them's 24 hours.
Yeah, I don't eat McDonald's. Don't do Hardee's either.
Yeah, I don't like McDonald's.
They ain't got nothing I want.
Oh, damn. People are walking their dog on the leash, and then somebody else's dog's just off leash, ran across the road, and they're fucking over there barking at them. Lock your dogs up. Jesus Christ, get hit by a fucking car.
Hear that damn little old-fashioned mace pop his ass. Stop that shit.
Jesus Christ, especially this road here, because it's the cut through.
You ain't got to hit them, just spray the air. You ever been exposed to mace?
What's that?
You ever been exposed to mace?
Nope.
You're lucky.
Well, I haven't done anything to get exposed.
Well, I hadn't either. I was just watching a fight. I was standing too close, watching the fight. Cop was on the other side. I was on one side. He would go to mace him.
Oh yeah,
They
that shit,
moved.
that stuff like flies like 10 feet or some fucking thing, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, the shit cops got. Yeah, you can get 20 feet with that shit. I think cops mace themselves. They spray it into the wind. That was funny. If he'd have been like a bad cop, people wanted to hurt him, they could have messed him up bad.
Well, when I took police foundations and we were looking at the taser guns that the cops use here, I volunteered to get hit by one, but they weren't allowed to do that.
Yeah, mace ain't that bad once you get used to it. You don't want to rub it with your hands, that's for sure. If it gets on your hands anywhere you touch it, it's going to be like on your neck, your ears, anything.
Yeah, I think the closest I ever got to kind of being maced is chopping up red peppers, like hot peppers, and then not washing my hands and then rubbing my eyes.
I don't know how Collins did it, but he had a knack where he could take and put it on the piano keys that they had out in the lobby. They'd run everybody out into the lobby, count. They only had 2 officers. The 2 officers would be standing at the gate counting. All the inmates be coming back through getting counted. While they're that in the lobby, they're unattended pretty much, and they'd be beating on that damn piano. And it pissed Collins off. He was an old officer. He'd spray mace on the keys and let it dry and close it up and shit. And you could tell he could catch the ones that was doing it because they'd be in the bathroom about 5 minutes later, try to wash that shit off and all in their face and shit. They'd be hollering, screaming. They done got them. And then they probably still end up in the hole. Go over there and run their mouth or something. Get locked up.
Yeah, I try and be a good boy so that I don't get experience that kind of stuff.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I didn't enjoy it, but I wouldn't replace that experience with nothing. I seen the worst of the worst. I know a bad man when I see one. I know especially when I see one too. Pardon my French.
That was pure English. That was pure English.
And burning the food.
So what are you making for dinner?
Pintos, cornbread, and rice.
I heard the cornbread and the rice. I didn't catch the first thing.
Pintos. Pinto beans.
Oh.
It's like a staple for us. We usually probably eat once a week.
Well, isn't pinto beans, that's full of protein, isn't it?
Yeah, I think like beans and rice is like one of the most perfect protein foods you can eat. Got your starch, got your carbohydrates, and your protein.
Yeah.
And cornbread just makes it good.
Nothing wrong with cornbread, that's for sure.
Well, depends on which one you get. We get Zatarain's. It's the last one I can find that ain't got either bioengineered ingredients or high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah, they sure make it hard to live nowadays, picking and choosing what to eat that's healthy, you know?
Yeah, you gotta read them down boxes, man. I mean, I think it made a big difference in both mine and mom's health. I have never asked mom what she feels healthier with the food we eat opposed to how we used to eat. I used to drink sodas worse than anybody you could ever seen. I put down in town 2 liter every day. You know, I was a walking Dr. Pepper commercial.
Yes, that's the thing. I've never had a pop like fixation or craving.
Well, I got it because I was locked up and you have restrictions and everything.
Right.
You know, so that kind of makes people prone to do that. You know, some like now I don't drink enough water. I drink a lot of tea. Drink coffee, tea, and milk like on the airplane.
Right. Welcome back, Charlie.
But milk, it only depends if I have to buy a lot of milk. Like I only buy a quart at a time. Usually just for cooking. But if I had to, I'd drink it.
When I used to drink all the time, when I was hungover, I'd either want to drink a liter of homogenized milk or a liter of buttermilk.
I never liked buttermilk. I like them biscuits, but I don't use it in my biscuits.
Oh shit! My dad used to drink that stuff like it was going out of style.
I think my dad did too.
And then what my dad would do is he'd save the carton that it came in, and he'd open up the carton, he'd fill it full of water, and he would freeze it. So that would be like his ice block to put in his lunch pail.
And my dad did that too, I think. I did 2 liters, and they're great for when you go to the beach, because then you're out there in the water, you can drink out of it because it's thawing out and it's still frozen inside. And you can throw it around, keep the lid on it, and it'll float.
Right.
You know, and that's one of the things that really sucks about being at the ocean is having that salt water in your mouth, being able to take and rinse that shit out. You know. Fresh water to go on demand. I got there one day, been out there so long, my damn legs cramped up. If I hadn't had a float, I probably would have drowned. I just cramped up underneath me. I couldn't move them or nothing.
So what would you do? Just float on your back?
Yeah. Actually, I was on that raft. I was hanging on the side of somebody else.
Okay.
It was a big raft. It was actually an air mattress. Back before they used to wrap them on. Now that they wrap them in felt, they make a good raft. The old ones were just all plastic. I mean, they were perfect for them. big raft. But 2-3 people in that thing and go down. Supper's ready.
Mama, come get dinner. Come get dinner, damn it, Mama. Eat it while it's hot.
She's watching news.
So do you think after this shooting that Trump's going to be a shoo-in for the presidency now?
I mean, all it did is make him more famous than he already was.
Right.
Pissed him off. Pissed him off. That's all it did. Did you see him right after?
Yeah, I seen it where he put his fist up when the Secret Service were around him, and they kept telling him he had to go, and he's like, "Let me get my shoes. Let me get my shoes."
Hey, Mama said he did that all the way to the car. Just pumped all the way to the car. Look pissed off as hell too in that picture.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, he's a businessman, right? He got interrupted, right? So of course he's gonna be pissed off.
Well, the thing is, like y'all was talking earlier, I didn't really want to get up here and say nothing because touch the subject, especially for an American anyway. But yeah, they dropped the ball big time. They shouldn't have been able to get a long gun within 200 yards. He was within 150 yards.
Yeah, I heard they started releasing some information about where exactly the Secret Service fucked everything up.
Yeah, it was on the roof behind Trump. There was nothing in between that building and him. There should have been somebody on that roof or overwatching that roof. Been like a police corridor, because they Secret Service could, use regular police.
Well, you know what the funny thing is, right? The cops in the States now, they use drones to track people now, right? Somebody runs from the cops, they can throw a drone up in the air and it'll track that person. I don't understand why they didn't have drones in the air tracking movement,
I can tell you why they wouldn't have them in the air, because one could be infiltrated. Have one in there that ain't. It looks like it's supposed to, but it ain't. It could be a bomb drone. So no, you don't want no drones. If I was head of security, no drones. I've seen some horrible footage of them Russians being chased down by drones.
Yeah, I've seen those videos too.
That's terrible. That's why there wouldn't be no drones. There were damn people on the ground telling the damn police or somebody, I can't remember who they told, but they just, damn near missed it or almost ignored it or some shit. They wasn't taking it serious.
Right.
There's a guy there with a gun. That's when you start looking around at people and going, "Et tu, Brutus?" And I mean, just like now they got, y'all damn, I can't remember my boy's name. He was hollering about how there's people out here talking about, "We almost did it. It was close." Like, they don't get it, man. A lot of them folks that's on my side are good old boys, and they just have no idea how dangerous a good old boy is.
Right.
I believe a good old boy worth 10 in the Antifas any day. Straight up. Yeah, if it's dirty, we're worth 50. know why you don't hear about good old boys in the country being mass criminals and stuff like that?
Yeah.
They don't get caught.
Right.
That's why they think all the bad guys are in the city. The real bad guys out in the woods don't get caught.
No, that's true. They don't.
Damn, I forgot to chop up some onion.
Got to chop up the onion. Oh, no. That's no good.
Yeah. I'm in here eating now.
Well, I think I'm going to shut her down. I was just doing a quick piece on that guy. I got other shit to do tonight before work tomorrow.
All right, man.
Thanks for coming up, though. I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. Have a good one. Night, everybody.
Enjoy your dinner.
I'm trying. Y'all have a good one out there. See y'all on YouTube stream.
Yeah, so this was just a quick stream just to introduce that Andy Ditch guy. I'll have some more Andy Ditch coming up. Probably on the weekend or maybe during the week. I'm not sure. Depends on my work schedule. But thanks for everybody that showed up. And we will catch you on the next one. Peace.
You feel that? Ah, shit. Oh, wow. Your serpentine, will you give it to me? It seems what's left of my human side is slowly changing in me. Will you give it to me? Looking at my own reflection, when suddenly it changes, violently it changes. Oh no, there is no turning back now. Woken up the demon, the enemy. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Open up your hate and the devil will make. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You mother, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You fucker, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. And this is the gift that has been given to me. Inside you, the sickness is rising. Don't try to deny what you feel. Will you give it to me? It seems that all that was good